Hi everyone, Justin from the Wrap Institute. And in this demo right now, this is the 4th Never Stop Learning Contest demo. And first off, thank you all for being here. This demo I like a lot. It's one of my favorite installs. I'll be doing a color change install on this hood. So I'll be wrapping this hood with a black gloss film, and this is from Cheetah Wrap. This is from Fellers. And then I'm going to show you how to put stripes on top without having to use a tape measure, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we have Matt here from Diamond Protech, and he's going to show you how to put a composite coating on this afterwards. So if you have any questions about composite coatings, and usually people hear ceramic coatings, but Diamond Protech is a composite, and there's big benefits to that. So afterwards, if you want to know about ceramic coatings, stick around, right? So for this demo right now, it's sponsored by Fellers. And the prize package for this right now, and that's what we do in this Never Stop Learning contest, is I'll give you tips and tricks on how to wrap, but I like to make it engaging. If you guys guess right now how long it's going to take me to wrap this hood and put stripes on it, you win this. And here's the prize package for this one. You win 25 yards of gloss black from Fellers. You get 3 packs of banana buffers, triple S, wrap axes, monkey strips, platinum membership to the Wrap Institute, and a $25 gift certificate to Yellow Tools, and that prize package is worth $932. We will ship that to you right to your house or your wrap shop, which is pretty cool. So we have Kaio, who has the best hair on our team right now. So Kaio's gonna go around, he has a QR code. So if you guys would like to be part of this contest right now, you have about 3 or 4 minutes to scan this QR code. Choose the 4th demo, and if you scan this QR code and you guess how long it takes me to wrap this right now, you win the prize. So while Kaio goes around with the QR code right now, what I'm gonna do is kind of walk you through the prep process, and then you're good to go. Right? So make sure you scan the QR code from Kaio right now, very important. And keep in mind that in the last demo of the day is KPMF. We're gonna be wrapping the side of this car with KPMF color change film. Yesterday we had a glitch with the Orful demo, right? So the Orful prize package from day 1, we couldn't give it away because the timer went off, right? So that means on the last demo today at 4 o'clock, we're gonna be giving away $3,000 worth of prizes from Orful on the side of the car. So if you're back at the booth at 4 o'clock, keep that in mind. Make sure you're back for that package, right? So again, let's get into the material right now. So what we do at the Wrap Institute, we try to teach you that when you're wrapping anything, you have to think in 3 segments: prep, install, and post-install. So what I did is, for those of you who got here early, what did I do? I cleaned it, then I clay barred it, and I didn't just clay bar it with a normal clay bar. What I did is I came back with a clay bar scrubber from Yellow Tool, from Rag Company. This is awesome. So this clay bar scrubber is super easy to get it nice and smooth. Once I got it smooth, I dried it very quickly with a drying towel. The Wrap Institute has created an 8-step cleaning process for vehicles. I use the best tools. I don't use paper towels anymore. I don't use towels from Home Depot. I use the best stuff because it helps me clean more efficiently and better, right? So I have it cleaned. And now here, part of the process, what I want you guys to appreciate is this, right? Has anyone here done a color change wrap? Anyone? Okay. Have you guys ever gotten what's called sanding or adhesive lines, right? So for those of you who don't know right now, color change is great. With color change right now, you can transform the color of a car. You don't have to have a printer or laminator, right? But the deal is right now with all wrapping films, it's not just Cheetah Wrap, it's any brand. Right now, if I take the film and I lock it onto the surface and I pull, sorry, this has a low tack, I'm gonna squeeze it here. If I pull, do you hear that? Can you guys hear the noise? So what that is that's tension, right? Anytime you hear tension, it's like a creaky old door, right? So the problem is, what that means is the adhesive is dragging across the film and it rolls off the film and it creates these little balls called sanding. That sucks, right? So if you pull too hard on the body lines, that's gonna create sanding. Right here, there's a gentle curve. If I take the material here, and again, has that low tack, but if I pull, if you guys can hear, all right, that's the sound I don't want to hear when I'm wrapping, because anytime you pull the film and you get that noise, that means you're going to get those adhesive lines, right? So one thing that the Wrap Institute developed that Fellers was selling is triple S. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put triple S onto here, and I'm going to wipe the main surface area right now just to lower the surface energy. So triple S was designed to help the material slide and glide. So that lowers the surface energy, right? So by doing that now, that's good. But what's very important right now is to finish with this. So I'm going to take a little kiss of alcohol And I'm gonna go on the outside edges just to make sure that it's clean, or degreased, sorry. So I come through here, and I come across to here, and up to here, and we're good to go. Part of my prep now was putting masking tape here to lower the surface energy so I can hook it in. Now, normally I like to wrap the hood. For those of you, I see some of you on the Wrap Institute, I like to prop the hood open, right? But when I noticed with this hood, as soon as I propped it open to make the sides easier to cut, it made the corner dip down like 1 inch. That's no fun. So in this case, I'm actually gonna cut the top and the sides with the hood closed. Once I get to the front, I'm gonna open it. So I have a good of game plan so I don't get caught off guard. Kyle, are you good? Well, not quite. Anyone else want to get on the game? Anyone else? Everyone good? Again, the prize package for this is gloss black from Fellers. I got to drink coffee before I go. All right, so right now I got my knife, I got the blades, I got my application glove, I got my marker, I pull up my pants, I got a brand new buffer on, I got the squeegee. In fact, in this one, I'm going to take my watch off and I'm going to take off my wedding ring. How come I did that? Because I want to stay married, because if I scratch this and I lose money, I'm not in good position. So anyway, my point is right now, I make myself as soft as I can because I don't want to scratch, right? So I don't get everything nice and smooth. Everything's good. I've cleaned it. I've cleaned the windshield. I got the heat guns ready to rock and roll. I'm good. Kyle, you good? All right, so we're gonna begin this wrap. I'm gonna wrap the hood and do stripes. Are you guys ready? Let's go. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. So right now I'm gonna take the Cheetah Wrap, take it up here, and I'm gonna, in this case, I can't use magnets because more and more cars right now either are aluminum or have a composite body. So I tack it there, and I come back over here. So this particular film, for those of you who just showed up, is Cheetah Wrap. And Cheetah Wrap is a product of Fellers right now. And it's a very good film in the sense that it has a very good price point, and it's very thin. And why that's good right now is it's very conformable, and it comes in a wide range of colors. When Frank Fellers used to own Fellers, I helped develop this film. Frank did the most stuff, but he would give me a lot of feedback on how it was going. And I think this is a really cool film because of the budget, the high quality for a low price point, and we're good to go. Once I have that set now, I'm going to take the liner off and I'm going to release the liner under the hood. And I try to keep it under low and flat so I minimize what? Dirt, right? So once I have that set, I'm going to take the backing paper and fold it in half. And I always try to put it underneath the car to make the workspace look clean and easier to work with. Once I have everything set now, I'm gonna pick the film up. And what I like to do personally is I like to kind of get the material set to here, make sure I have enough material left to right, and I like to tack it on a body line first. I used to squeegee in the middle, but I found that I can kind of breathe the material more if I start on the body line to create my glass. So I'm going to pull here straight across. Once I pull here, I can kind of pull up and over to here, and I'm just kind of shifting the material in different directions to create as much glass as I can. So again, pull here. I'm not pulling too hard, just enough to hold it. And by doing this side now, I can come back over to here, and I can take that tension and snap it over here, and I'm pulling really hard. Once I get this set, come back to here, and this material, if you can tell, is not really conforming too good. How come? What do you think? Is it because it's stiff and grumpy? No, what's interesting about this particular film, it comes with a cap sheet. And the reason why they put a cap sheet on it right now is to make the material have high gloss when it's in the roll. So now that I can take the cap sheet off, I'll take it to here. And what I like to do is kind of spray my hands and kind of take that electrostatic charge out. We're good. And now this material is going to be much more conformable to create glass. So I'm coming down here and I'm pulling just hard enough to lock the material onto the main surface right now. I lock it to here and on the body line. Then I come back over here now, pick the material back up, and what do you guys hear when I pull the film? Do you hear that? No, because I put what? Triple S, right? So now I'm glassing the material up, lock it to here. Then I come back over here and I see this tension here, right? So instead of focusing there, what I can do now, because I locked the other side, is I can pick the material up and relax it to the other side. Do you see how far I can pull it away? So I kind of, if I see a fight, I kind of go away from it and kind of avoid it. So I take the tension to there, and now I can take the tension up to here, and I'm gonna pull a little harder to spread that tension out and lock it into the body line, right to here. So now I have the material to here, right? I have tension here, and I have tension on the side, and I have tension on the side, but in the middle, from here to here, it looks what? Pretty good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to not get in Tim's way. So we're lucky enough to have Tim Evans in the show this year. He's from the Wrapper Mapper. And Tim Evans runs a great shop in Ohio where they don't call it soda, they call it pop. So anyway, what I did right now is I sprayed Triple S on the surface and notice that I'm squeegeeing into the recessed area to feed the material into the recessed area. And I do overlapping squeegee strokes. And why I'm doing this right now is to relax the film and kind of feed it into this recessed area. Then once this section is done, I can open it up and squeegee it on, take it back to the flat section. And I like to work in stages. If I can break this up into sections, it makes it much easier to wrap. Once I do this now, I immediately come back in and just for safety, I take off the residue of Triple S and we're good to go. Then I come back to this side now and I'll do the same. So I squeegee in and I squeegee in and I come up. So right now, okay, one thing we talk about on the Wrap Institute a lot is business. And we teach you how to wrap, but also be profitable. So one of the most popular wrapping films out there is what I'm doing it with right now is gloss black. A lot of people want a gloss black hood, a gloss black roof. And if you sold that, you can make a pretty good amount of money once you learn how to install. But later, when I get to it, I'll be adding stripes. And stripes are a fantastic way to make extra money, especially a lot of the time when you use stripes, you just use scraps. So I see that there's a little bit of residue there left there because it's sat. So I'm gonna come drop Triple S just to take that off. Spray it, and then come back in, make it nice and glossy. So again, why I like the Triple S now is I can really see the surface and it looks good. I see some bubbles right there, take them off. Once that's set now, I'm gonna focus on the sides. You guys see all this tension right now? What I used to do back in the day was I'm known for the triangle technique. So I'd stay here and I'd say pull really hard to create glass. How hard am I pulling right now? Super hard, right? Well, one thing I'm learning with the Wrap Institute is to change it up. So instead of pulling hard right now, I'm actually just gonna do what we call zero stretch. So I'm gonna take the heat gun right now, and I'm gonna do overlapping strokes with the heat right now, and I'm guiding the material to the surface. As I do that right now, do you see that how the wrinkles create a pattern? I like patterns, because pattern tells me I have a good system. So once I do this now, once I take the material to there, these wrinkles are pyramids, so if I take the material here and here, I have what? Glass. How hard did I pull? Not at all, right? So once I have that set, I lock it into here, and what do I have here? More wrinkles. So instead of fighting those wrinkles, again, could I take the material and pull? I could, but it means I work hard. I don't want to work hard because I'm a lazy Leo. So I come here now, look what I do. By adding heat, look at the glove right there, and I just let it sit onto the car. How much tension? Nothing. And this is part of the Wrap Institute, our zero stretch technique. So once I get it to here now, watch what I do. I'm gonna take the heat now and just give it a little kiss. That's all it needed right now to bridge the gap. You guys understand? And I frame it on the outside ridge. By doing that now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the application glove, and we get these welded heat guns for free, so I put this here. And what I'm gonna do now to avoid adhesive lines, I'm gonna come down here and do a technique that I developed in 2016 called the palm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the recessed area first. If I do the recessed area first, the film conforms in here, and now I can form it onto the surface now, and it goes in nice and clean. So once this is set now, I double check for bubbles and this area is done, and I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. But if you notice right here, I got a little bit of air. So what I do is now is I just use the air egress feature from Cheetah and I get that done. So for those of you who didn't see it on this side, again, wrinkles, don't fight the wrinkles now. Pull the material to the corner, and I'm going to take the overlapping heat strokes and I'm going to chill the material out. So at the Wrap Institute right now, I have two partners, Marcos, who's over there in the demo depot, and Reiner Lortz. And in 2021, we came up with Wrap Matrix and Zero Stretch. And this is the technique that I'm showing you now. It's to add heat and to create pyramids to stretch the material and relax it right to the edge. So we're actually using the tension in the material to wrap the car for us. And this is seeing the wrapping process in 3D. So if you can see how easy wrapping becomes, even when you're working with any type of brand. Once this is set, I lock it in. You guys understand? So right now, wrapping for me, and hopefully if you're on the Wrap Institute, is easier than ever right now because of the advanced techniques that we're teaching and using products like this welded heat gun. So once I glass it out to here, I'm just making sure the material bridges the side. I lock it in so it doesn't shift back. And once I'm to here, I get a good body position and I do the palm. I feel like a ninja right now doing that. Once I get that set, I run my finger, set it up. Once that's set, I'm good to go here. And now check out that middle. How happy does it look? Not super happy right now, right? But again, I know that with a heat gun, watch what I can do. Pick the material up so it can breathe to here. And I'm just going to take the heat gun now and I'm going to overlap the heat back and forth. Do you guys see what the material is doing? It's relaxing. That tension is kind of going right to my finger right now. And the key right now is I'm going to go past the section where it needs to go on the car so it fully relaxes. I take the material and I take it to the right, which creates glass. I take it to the left and I do what's called the shimmy shake. So if I do the shimmy shake right now, I can relax it to the front right now. And all that tension now is what? Gone. I used to work so hard to get that tension out because I thought you had to get that tension out with tension. And now I know that if I use heat, that takes the tension from the manufacturing process and kind of flips it on its head. So once I'm here now, I squeegee back and forth. I slow down here, take it to the front, and cool. So once I lock it in here, I'm good to go. And then I'm going to get into trimming. Now, trimming for color change is really interesting. And one thing we try to teach at the Wrap Institute is how not to overwrap. So you want to wrap just enough. So in this case, because I'm already here, watch what I do. I'm going to pick up the material and I'm going to run it the edge with a heat gun now to relax the film. So what I want to do is take any tension that's in the film and relax it before I cut. This is a technique that I picked up in Japan that's called cold pre-stretch. So I pick the material up and I add heat to shrink it. And this process only takes about, I don't know, 2 minutes. But the trick right now is if I get it deep enough and I relax the material enough, it's going to make the wrapping process much easier because I don't have to wrap too deep. So once that's set to there, I come back to here, place the magnet, come back to this side, and again, it sounds excessive to have 2 heat guns set up, but does that make my job easier? For sure. So now I pick it up, I relax the corner down, I set it to here, and then I come back to the front, and I've done a 360 loop, right? So once that's set now, I'm going to get ready to cut. So I click my knife, and the first place I like to cut personally is the corner. So again, I pick up the material here, and I want just enough material to go around the corner. So I take it and I round it to here. Once I round the corner now, what I'm doing now is I'm cutting on the top of the hood, but I'm angling my knife away. What that means is that when I get in the car and I look at the top of the hood, I'm going to see what color? Black. So I don't have to wrap any farther than that. When I come down here now, watch what I do. I'm going to pick up the material just to the corner now, and I'm going to cut just past the corner out and away. And in this case now, I'm actually going to cut on the side of the fender. So by cutting on the side of the fender, I'm going to get about 1/4 inch of material that's going to wrap around the edge, which is pretty cool. So I do this now, and once I make the cut, I retract my blade, take this across to here, and I do that. So now I come back over here and I'm gonna do the exact same thing. So I'm getting a process, and you can see that I'm kind of moving quicker because I can feel like, because I have a system, this is gonna get easier and easier to do. Once I make this cut now, I'm gonna switch to my left hand. And if you're a wrapper right now, you should learn how to cut and squeegee with both hands. That's a really nice skill to have. Once I do that, carefully pick up the material to here. And then what I'm gonna do is come down to here, pick up the material, tuck it in, and the reason why I cut the corners first right now is it gives me the best odds to have good quality. If I don't cut the corners first, then I'm gonna have bad quality because I'm gonna have tension. If I cut the corners first, I take the tension out and I'm good to go. So here, adding high heat to shrink the film. Take it down to here and good to go. So once this corner is buttoned up, I double check that this is sealed, and I run my finger around the edge right now, and I'll come back and deal with that in a second because it's hard to reach. So once this is set now, I come back over here, do my corner. So my corner's down nice and tight. Now that the corner's set, I run my finger in heat to relax. Once I have this set, I'm good. Make sense? So you see the flow. So now what I do is I'm going to open the door. I'm always worried about the car alarm going off. You saw my pause. So I come here now and watch what I do. I'm gonna open the hood to here, right? So if you guys see what we have right here, I saw this earlier. So there's this rubber gasket. Normally I like to take the material down about 1/4 inch on the front because there's a high grab point. But right now the manufacturer already put something to block the person's hands. So instead of wrapping under 1/4 inch, watch what I do. I'm gonna grab one of my heat guns and I'm going to first seal this edge. So I have full coverage now. I'm gonna heat this corner to relax it right now. Seal it down the backside, and now I'm gonna run my heat gun and my finger right on the edge to relax the film. So I give it a bit of the shimmy. I take it to this edge here, and then I seal the backside here. So you can see I try to do the whole side in one shot. Once this is set now, I'm now going to take my glove off so I can hold the excess film with nice tension, pick the material up, and I'm going to cut on the side of the hood, but I'm angling my blade flush to the bottom side of the edge. So do you guys see my left hand? My left hand is pulling away as I cut. What that does is it creates nice tension, so when I make this cut, it cuts straight. If I don't pull away, it cuts jagged, and then I don't get away with making it cut like this. So once I do this now, I do that. I run back and I seal the deal, and now I got full wraparound without wrapping too much. Do you guys make sense? So once that's set now, I take my heat gun away so I don't crush it, right? Take this back now, and in this case now, I think if I was wrapping the hood, I'd give it a final wipe down and give it to the customer, right? So, Kyle, what is the time right now?
16 minutes.
Okay, so for 16 minutes right now, I basically just wrapped the hood where I theoretically could give it to the client, right? So that's nice. And how much could I charge, or some of you guys are in the audience right now, how much could you charge for a black gloss hood on Audi? How much would you guys charge for a black gloss hood? Anyone? 400 bucks, right? So I would say generally for wrapping a hood gloss black, when you want to include the material cost, labor, time, and stuff like that, generally it's 400 bucks for wrapping a hood. Chad, how much would you guys charge for wrapping a black gloss hood? 350, right? So I just did that in 16 minutes. My material cost with Cheetah Wrap is about 2 yards of film. So my material cost is around what? 40 bucks, right? Which is pretty good. And I just did it in 16 minutes. My hourly wage is $1,000 an hour, so I just lost money. Just joking. My hourly wage is get X amount per hour, right? So what I want to show, what we try to show in the Wrap Institute is how to make extra money without a lot of extra time, right? So once I have this set now, I'm going to cut a piece off to here, and If you guys had stripes on the card, do you guys like this width of a stripe? Or do you want it smaller or wider? Is that pretty good? Is that sexy? Sexy to me, right? So this is a sexy width of a stripe. So I take this now and I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do this. So I picked this technique up from Phil Ackwin, who's got a great training program called FAST. And he picked this up from a pinstriper. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take the masking tape, put it to here, and then I'm gonna pull it across to here, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my marker, mark it to here, and kind of do a little jig over to here, and I'm gonna match up that marker right to here, so I'm good. Cool. So now I got what? Center point, pretty clever, right? I love pinstripers. You know, I mean, I love seeing what other people in industries do because they always have clever tips and tricks. So the goal is just to kind of, I don't want to say steal, I like to say borrow. I like to borrow their techniques, right? So right now I'm borrowing the techniques from the pinstripers, and now I have my center point without having to do what? Use a tape measure, right? I don't like to use a tape measure on a hood. And now I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna put masking tape right in the middle of the marker and make sure it sticks. So I come to here, wrap it on the back side now. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place the edge of the design line right next to the masking tape from top to bottom, right? So once I have that set now, I'm going to tap it to hold it in place, and then I'm going to run my finger from top to bottom. So once I do it on one side, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So again, black hood was in about 16 minutes. And then I'm just going to kind of guide it here. Sometimes I do it with my finger as I run it, but again, this is a show where I'm just kind of showing the basic techniques now. I run it to here. And again, very important to tap it so it stays uniform, and then I run my finger to seal the deal. Are we good? All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this scrap of backing paper, and again, this is a very sexy width right now, where I'm now going to just make my marks top to bottom. I switch over here now and always try to make it at the same height so it's nice and uniform. So now with the hood right now, I basically cut a piece off the roll, right? But because I cut a piece off of the roll, that cost me money. But right now, I'm going to put a piece of material on top that I could use from scraps. And that's going to be another one of the Cheetah Wrap colors right now. And I come down here and line everything up, nice and easy, and tap it, run my finger, come back over here, pull my heat gun to the side, I do the same thing. So my point is right now, with Chad just said earlier that he would charge $350 to wrap this hood gloss black. Chad, how much would you charge to add stripes on top? 200? Okay. So now we'll see how long it took me to do the stripes. Well, my material costs for the stripes, in my mind, don't cost me anything because I'm going to be using what? Scraps. Pretty cool. So do you guys understand the setup and the flow, right? So now that I have this set up, a good tip is I got this rolled up. Is this the right width? Yes. Good job, Chad. So now I do this before I go crazy. I just do this now to save time. And before I do this now, because I'm a good boy, I normally, just to show you the flow, is I'm just going to come back with this now and get it set to remove the dirt. line this up, and if it folds on itself, I'm not super concerned because it's Cheetah Wrap. Once I'm in here now, I want to make sure that I'm in the right position. Left to right, I have enough material. So I pick it up and glass it out. Now I'm gonna pull the liner off. Once I do this now, okay, it's very important right now, especially with Cheetah Wrap. You know, Frank, when they developed Cheetah Wrap back in the day, Frank really wanted a low initial tack because he thought a lot of DIY people would be using Cheetah Wrap. And the deal with that now is most DIY people are working in what? A garage that is not climate controlled. You guys understand? So if you don't have a climate controlled garage, you want a material that has what? A low initial tack. So notice that with this material, I pulled, and do you see the wrinkles on both sides? Right? So the wrinkles, do they look exactly the same? Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Same shape. So now instead of picking this material back up, because I found that if I pick this material back up right now, the knifeless tape, have you guys ever had knifeless tape come off the run? So I don't really want to pick it up too much and pull it because I think it might create issues. So I'm going to do exactly what I just did with the flat. So I pick it up nice, low, and flat, and even here I don't even have to pick this up because I know if I add heat right now, look what happens to the material. It chillaxes. And if I add nice heat right now, I kind of go back and forth. I come to the side and I let it sit. And in this case now, I just run my finger up. Actually got a little more wrinkly than I thought. And this material, I've noticed yesterday I did a demo and I was working with this metallic film. It's a little more stiff than I'm used to. The gloss black is not nearly as stiff, so I'm gonna let it cool. I pull the material out, I pull the material out, and I pull the material out, and I let it sit. Do you guys understand? So I'm pulling just baby child like. Now that I got the material set, I can squeegee it on. Once everything's locked to here now, I'm gonna now, in this case now, pick the material up. In this case, I'll try to do it without adding heat. And again, you can see this a little stiff, but this main wrinkle came out. And in this case now, I feel like I can pick this up, pull the material with my man-child strength, and take it to here, and good to go, right? So now that everything's set, you see this tension here. I'm gonna pick it up to here, and I'm going to shellax the film so it shrinks to the edge. So it kind of wraps it for me, so I don't have to pick it back up. See how the material just kind of relaxes to the edge? And why I like that now is this is super happy, but this has those little tension there. So watch what I do. I pick it up now and I spread that tension out and I take it underneath the front lip. So before I release the knifeless tape, I'm gonna add heat to activate this film on the surface right now. Very important to do that. So by going slow over the surface, I see if there's any air. The reason why I'm doing this right now is I really want to make sure that these stripes stick on the hood itself. So I'm adding heat. You can see that there's a little bit of air underneath there. And the thing is, I wasn't squeegeeing super didn't squeegee at all. So I should probably squeegee first. So now I come back to here. I was wondering why I was getting so much bubbles. So what's cool about my technique, and those of you who have taken my workshops for Avery, sometimes I say that you create such good glass with technique that sometimes you forget to squeegee. I totally forgot to squeegee, right? So now that I have that set, I double check to make sure the material's on the edge over here. And what I'm doing is, again, setting myself up for success. I always want to check for bubbles before I release, because if I have to pick it back up right now, I can still pick it back up. So again, taking my time, making sure all that air comes out, and we're good to go. Cool. So once this is set now, I'm gonna release the knifeless tape. And a good tip for y'all right now is if the knifeless tape is off the surface right now, one good tip is to kind of fold the film and the knifeless tape at the same place. Pull it down low and flat. And notice that I don't pull the knifeless tape out all the way. So I do this on purpose. So then when I come here, I pull away, and I immediately come back in and I seal the deal. But I leave everything on hanging there. Same thing here, as I pick the material up, making sure it goes in the right direction. I fold it, and I pull, come down to there, pull the excess film to this way, come back in and seal the deal. and just getting that nice good flow and rhythm. So here I'm up, fold, and very important to get good body position when you pull the knifeless tape so it cuts clean. You always want to pull perpendicular to the run. Once that's set, come back to the other side. Pick it up to here, fold it, and good to go. So coming down to here. So the reason why I didn't take all the excess film off and kind of throw it on the ground is I want to do it as efficiently as possible. So now I pull the excess film off, come down to here, and I'm always thinking about time and waste and how my workspace looks. So if I come here now, watch what I do. I can pull the masking tape low and flat. Notice that because that low initial tack, it pulled the film up off the surface a little bit, right? So it does need time to settle. I squeegee this back down so it's nice and clean. And then here, watch what I do. I run my finger and angle my blade away, run my finger and angle my blade away, and all those runs that I just pulled, now this can go in the trash in how many movements? One. Super efficient. That makes sense. And it sounds stupid, but the cleaner I keep my workspace, the better the workflow. And then I run my finger here, angle my knife away, seal the deal, run my finger to make sure it sticks on the backside. And that's always with Cheetah Wrap, you have to add heat. Someone asked me earlier, she said, what's your favorite wrap film? And to be honest with you, the Wrap Institute, what I love about our position right now is every wrap film, as long as you dial it in and you know the film and how it behaves, you know how to work with it. I know this particular film is nice and thin, but it also likes to be warm. So I'm gonna take my heat gun now, and I'm gonna finish strong, and I basically have, I think, about another 30 seconds or 40 seconds. So I'm gonna come in here and add heat. What that's doing is activating the adhesive on the backside, so I go nice and slow, form it down, right? So once this is set now, getting lots of heat to lock it in to the backside. Once that's set, take off my marks from the dry erase marker. Make sure that this edge is sealed. Make sure that this edge is sealed. Take this back down. Put this right in front of the camera. Tim, how you doing? Tim, you good? Come back here, seal the deal. And then the final step would be to what? Wipe it down. So right now I'm going to take the triple S, which is right over here. And then Kyle, what do we got? 31 minutes. So basically double the time. I made an extra 200 bucks. So in 30 minutes, I just made how much? 650 bucks. Is that a good hourly wage? You guys know what I'm saying? So did I use a tape measure? No. So is this high profit? For sure. But what you have to appreciate right now, and again, we have Matt here from Diamond Protech, is Matt's going to show how to put a ceramic coating on top of this. So now it looks really pretty for the long term and holds up extremely well, right? So that's kind of the deal. He's going to make sure it's nice and smooth. And if you add a ceramic coating on top, you can add an extra what? 200 bucks, right? And you can do a ceramic coating as he's going to show you in about 6 minutes. It's pretty cool, right? So this is again a demo for fellers and their Cheetah Wrap. Did black gloss, did the matte on top, and show you how to do stripes and get the whole thing done. So is that cool with everyone? Let's call it.
31:45.
31:45. So for those of you who made it in time and guessed your time, who guessed the time?
The best time, the closest we have is 30 minutes and 25 seconds.
Good job.
Vanessa.
Vanessa? Is Vanessa here? Woohoo! A big round of Vanessa. You just won the prize from Cheetah Wraps and Fellers. And again, I'm Justin Pate. Thank you all so much for watching. Our next demo is, I don't know. Oh, this is actually a good one. We're gonna take this off right away. And my partner Reiner is gonna be wrapping this hood with RWF. Have you guys heard RWF? You've probably seen it. It's the material that if you heat it, it changes color with the heat. It's pretty cool. But they also make dry apply PPF. So you're not gonna see the change of colors. But dry apply PPF is amazing. All right, if you haven't done dry apply PPF, it is the future. And the future is here. It's pretty cool. So Reiner's gonna be doing a demo with dry apply PPF right here. So I'm gonna take this off right away and then he's gonna jump into that. So do you guys have any questions about this so far? If you do, you have about 3 minutes to ask me before I take this wrap off. How's that? All right. So again, I'm Justin Pate. The next round starts at 2:45. Is that? I know, the next round starts at 2:45. All right, next round starts at 2:45. That's RWF, dry apply PPF. And again, keep in mind the last round today at 4 o'clock. They're going to be doing KPMF on the side of this Audi. This is a double prize because we didn't get the prize done with yesterday. So the prize package at 4 o'clock is worth over $3,000. So be sure to come back for that one. Is that cool? Thank you all so much. Have a good day.